I would now like to invite on stage Peter Varghese, AO, Chancellor, University of Queensland, and former India-Australia Business and Community Awards Lifetime Achievement recipient. Please give Peter a warm welcome as he joins me on stage.
Well, thank you very much, and good evening to everyone. This final award is a singular award in that it is not drawn from a list of nominees. It recognizes an individual who has made a significant and sustained contribution to the Australia-India relationship. Now, we've seen a remarkable group of winners who have performed so brilliantly in their field. And what this award tries to do is to recognize the accomplishments of an individual who has not only been a success in their own field, but has contributed something much more broadly. The winner of this year's Lifetime Achievement Award is Ashok Jacob, the chair of Ellerston Capital. So let me just say a few words about Ashok and about his contribution. His commitment to the Australian end of the Australia-India relationship was an act of choice. Ashok is from a rather prominent business family in India, and he could easily have built a successful career in India. He chose instead, as a young man, to come to Australia, to make his own way, to run his own race. He has been an outstanding business leader, not only in his current position, where he leads a very large investment firm. He has also worked with some of the biggest names in Australian business, including the Pratt family and the Packer family. But Ashok's contribution that we recognise this evening is not just in the field of business. He chairs the Australia-India Council, which is tasked with building the people-to-people relationship, amongst other things, that we are celebrating this evening. He was a very, very valuable member of the advisory group that worked with me when I was putting together the India Economic Strategy to 2035. And when Scott Morrison was planning his first visit as Prime Minister to India, a visit unfortunately which was postponed due to the bushfires and then due to COVID, he chose Ashok to lead Australia's business delegation. And I think that is a measure of Ashok's standing in the business community, but more broadly in the Australia-India relationship. Now, Ashok, throughout his career, has been not a spruiker, but a doer, and with a long list of accomplishments that reflects that. I think the three attributes that have made him a success in business, and indeed they're attributes that probably are the key to success in many other things, is that he holds very sound judgment, he has a measured appetite for risk, and he has a good sense of timing. And those three things have come together in his professional career, and they've come together to the advantage of the Australia-India relationship. So it's a deep honour for me to announce and to present to Ashok Jacob the IABCA Lifetime Achievement Award for 2021.
Congratulations. Please join us up on stage.
You kill me, oh, I need I think you're supposed to get these sort of awards at the end of a journey, but with the Australia-India relationship, I have to say it's nearer the beginning of the journey. So it's really very rewarding to receive something like this along the way. I'd like to thank IABCA and Sonia Gandhi for this honor, which I will treasure forever, without any shadow of doubt. I really do appreciate it. Most importantly, I do need to thank my dear wife Deepa, who has been my steadfast partner for the last 35 years. And I would definitely not have got to this point without her. Now, I've been able to undertake my responsibilities and duties as far as this relationship is concerned under the banner of the Australia-India Council, which is an organization that sits adjacent to the Department of Foreign Affairs and Trade. And this award is really a reflection of the work that the AIC has done and is doing currently. And to be perfectly fair, DFAT too. I mean, without DFAT and AIC, I really would not be in a position to do the work that I'm doing. And that is also, they are also much appreciated by me. Now, as we stand at the moment, India is burning, and the enemy is unsparing and without mercy. But the most worrying aspect of this is we still don't know how relentless this enemy is going to be, especially as far as India is concerned. And the important thing to remember for everybody here is the work the Australian government is undertaking. Australia has already spent over $40 million. It has sent thousands of ventilators, hundreds of concentrators, 15 tons of medical equipment. There's a flight going almost every week. But the thing to remember is that this support from Australia is going to be equally as relentless, because that is what matters. It's not just a moment in time. It has to be constant, and it has to be there as long as India has this problem. Now, if I can just very quickly touch on the relationship between Australia and India. We have had, from 1972, 42 years of a relationship that went nowhere. In the last 7 years, this was reset and is moving forward every day. We had the India Economic Strategy, the Comprehensive Strategic Partnership. But then we've had something which has not yet been mentioned tonight, which everybody here needs to think about, and that is the Quad. Now, do not suffer from the impression that the Quad is about security and defense. It's not. It's a much broader and wider relationship. And especially when it comes to the two countries, Australia and India, it has the potential to increase the bandwidth of the relationship between these two countries. And what that means is that as we go about trying to build a bridge between India and Australia, this bridge will take 20 years to build, and it's not going to be built by one person or a dozen people or one government, one prime minister. It's going to be built by the diaspora. If there are 700,000 people in the diaspora, there's a 20-year opportunity to build a bridge with very, very deep foundations. And it's incumbent on each and every member of the diaspora to lean into this and do whatever they can to improve and take the relationship forward as far as they can. Thank you once again.
Thank you, and a huge congratulations on your award.